Awesome.
Hi,
Hi there.
Hannah. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can you
can.
hear me?
Awesome. Okay, brilliant.
Perfect. Awesome.
Great. So,
I'm Hannah.
nice to meet you, Hannah. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. So, thank you for joining me today for this interview. I know that we've talked quite a bit offline, and we've talked about peak hours, etc. And you've already said that you know a little bit about iTutor Group, so I won't give you too many details there because I know that you already know about it. So
Yeah.
this interview is going to consist of 3 different parts. The first will be just a very brief overview regarding the company. The second will be a few interview questions, and the third will be your demo lesson. Okay, so let's get
Okay.
started. So as you already know, with iTutor Group is one of the world's leading online providers for English teaching. What your job will be you will have to guide and teach our learners from all ages with provided lesson plans. You're going to have to teach 25-minute one-on-one classes or 45-minute group classes. Create a friendly atmosphere for students to learn in and encourage creativity in the virtual learning environment. And within that time, you'll get to meet a lot of great people from different cultures and career backgrounds, and have fun and make friends with talented children and teenagers in our junior classes. Okay, so let's go straight into those. And like we talked about before, you already know quite a lot about the company, so I won't keep you much there. So I'll go straight to those questions then. So
Awesome.
brilliant. So just to clarify, so you do have a TEFL, is that correct?
Yes, I do have a teaching certificate, TEFL,
Okay, brilliant.
140 hours.
Excellent. And how many years of teaching experience do you have?
I've actually been teaching since 2012,
Oh,
so
wow. So a
it's
lot.
over 5 years experience.
Excellent. And could you tell me a bit more regarding your experience in teaching English online or offline in a school setting?
Okay, so I initially got into teaching when I was living in the US. When I was working for Disney World, actually. I had a lot of foreign colleagues and a lot of foreign children visiting Disney, of course. And I wanted to improve, their experience there because their jobs were mostly paid in tips. And because they were really struggling with English, they weren't really making money. So I saw an opportunity and
Mhm.
I designed my own language program while I was
Oh,
there.
wow. Mhm.
And I helped them actually improve, their income and of course improve their English. And I kind of got like hooked on teaching ever since. When I came back to South Africa, I started volunteering at my college while working as a travel agent. So I was teaching travel at that point. It just wasn't enough. I went and I worked on ships, and again, the same situation. So many foreign colleagues who had tip-based jobs, and again, I took advantage to design my own program according to their needs. And when I came home, I had about a couple of months to really kind of figure myself out. And that's when I actually decided to do my TEFL. I had all this time,
Okay.
like, well, I love teaching. If there's anything I can take back in the last 5 years, what is it that I love? And I did the TEFL 140 hours, and I started teaching for iTutor Group via a recruitment company in South Africa called MPC Recruitment. Unfortunately, there were some discrepancies with the contract, but it was okay. Eventually, unfortunately, the pay at that point, because there was too many people taking cuts, I couldn't continue.
Mm.
And still, I wanted to teach, so I started teaching for Nice Talk. It was an app. I think it's called Talk Now. I don't
Mhm.
know if you've heard of it.
No, I don't know
It's
that
really,
one.
really
Mm. Okay.
and then I started using Cambly, and there just wasn't enough. The apps wasn't enough. I wanted actual more, contact with my students.
Mhm.
So I got involved with Skyeng. Skyeng is one of the largest online English schools in Eastern Europe. It's Russian owned and developed.
Okay.
So I started teaching full time for them. I dropped everything and I taught full time for them, and I am still actually teaching for them now.
Mhm.
And then I started getting back into the Chinese market because I missed the aspect of working with children. So I started working with UAC Shu, which is a Chinese school for children between the ages of 3 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been teaching with them ever since. And I also work for a Canadian company, Fluency Tutors. I'm
Okay.
a teacher trainer for them and a recruiter. And she's recently made me her business partner in running the company. So we're also working with Chinese schools and training teachers for them and supplying teachers to them.
Okay, amazing. So you have like a lot of different, you've dipped into a lot of different things and you have a lot of stuff going on at the moment. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So, and so, I mean, I think that we've already covered these, but why are you interested in teaching online? You've already taught online, so you've already talked about that before. So, what are the things you like and don't like about the online teaching platforms that you currently use?
What do I like and not like? I think probably everybody's answer is I get to work from home. That's why I love working online.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, you know why I really like working online is I believe a happy teacher has happy students.
Hmm.
And I don't think anybody likes sitting in traffic or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a platform wise, I like a lot of schools are very organized and they trust their teachers.
Hmm.
That's the most important thing is a lot of schools want to spoon feed teachers and control every aspect of their teaching and their schedules and their time. It doesn't work that way. You create a very unhappy work environment where I feel Tutor ABC was never like that in my experience.
No.
They actually let their teachers do what they love to do, and there was no like, oh Hannah, why aren't you
Hmm.
gonna make class today? They actually treated us like people.
Hmm.
And even though they don't have like a platform, like a fancy platform, the fact that they treated us like humans
Hmm.
makes all the difference to me.
Yeah.
What I don't like about the platform sometimes, I can't really complain. Some schools have a lot of administration,
Hmm.
which takes a lot of time, which can be very muchly simplified.
Hmm.
And yeah, a teacher doesn't want to spend too much time on paperwork when she should be teaching.
Hmm. Yeah, got it. Well, you definitely won't have that issue with iTutor Group. I mean, after every lesson, we have to fill in a lesson report, and it only takes a couple of minutes, really.
Yeah,
I mean, I hardly have to dedicate so much time, like after
never took me more
classes,
than
and
2 minutes
yeah,
to do their
exactly.
feedback.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
pretty straightforward. You just got to tick some boxes and then write like a short thing for the kids, and so that's really nice.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty much the same. I would say that um, the cancellation policy is quite nice, and also in general, there's a lot of flexibility about hours and stuff. And as long as you kind of tick a few boxes in terms of committing to particular peak hours, which we've already talked about, then you're usually fine to manage your schedule. And I mean, what I really enjoy about this one is that I also work for a couple of other platforms, and this
Mhm.
platform in particular, I like the way that they fill up so many of my hours, and that
Yeah,
they're very systematic as well. Like they'll tell me in advance when my hours are, and like it's very flexible. I like that. Hmm.
that's amazing. Yeah. A lot of schools these days are not flexible, and
Hmm.
that's what teachers want because that's what makes them happy. And again, like I said, happy teachers, happy students resulting in revenue for your company. And that's the bigger picture here, actually, if you want to be straightforward, honest.
Yeah, yeah, of course, right? It's about it. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it's about. 'Cause it's a business at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I know we talked about this, so you don't need to go into this too much. But why are you interested in teaching with iTutor Group specifically? I guess you've already covered this. Let's skip this one.
I
So,
miss them. I'm going to be straightforward, and whoever gets to watch this video, I miss you guys. Please take me back. You see, the
uh,
thing is with these recruitment companies who were basically or these third parties,
mhm,
there was a clause that you couldn't work directly for them for at least 1 year. So
mhm.
I waited 3 years just to make
Ah,
sure
got
that
it.
I could teach for them again. Yeah.
Amazing. And what would you do when your junior or adult client is having a hard time focusing on the material?
Um, this is gonna sound weird, but I kind of do like I
Nothing
kind of
is
try
weird.
to I try to like think, okay, it's an adult, but the material might be difficult, so you almost have to kind of teach them like you're teaching a child.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, a child is pre-K or entry level, right? An adult can also be pre-K or entry level. So you kind of have to follow the same steps But also you have to be careful not making them feel like a child or making
Yes,
them
exactly.
feel
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I agree. You have to kind of find that balance between sort of really breaking it down and then not being patronizing, which is quite.
Absolutely. It can be tricky. It can be
Mm.
tricky. You have to make them feel respected, and I like to think that is something I know how to do
Yeah.
because I've worked in business for so many years.
Yeah, I can tell from your personality that you would be perfectly fine doing that and sort of grading yourself and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure.
always try to put myself in the student's shoes because I wouldn't appreciate if my teacher spoke to me like I was a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So.
And what would you do when your junior or adult client cannot understand the vocabulary you are introducing?
Props, props, props. Even if it's just whiteboard pictures. I'm a big fan of like
Visual.
multitasking. I will talk to you while I'm Googling a picture. I will get that picture to you. Or that's the thing about teaching. You have to be able to think outside the box because it's going to happen. And sometimes just normal props is just not, it's just not good enough. You need actual pictures. So you need to be prepared for it. Even if you draw it on the whiteboard or even try and think for synonyms. Synonyms sometimes makes a big difference because they don't know that there's different words for the same thing. And if you call out a bunch of synonyms, they might hear something they're familiar with and make the connection.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. No, I like synonyms. And I also like a lot of pictures and like visual things and kind of, yeah, I do the same. I like that. Like, I like the idea of props. Props. That's one thing that I know that you kind of showed me a few pictures before of like different props that you have and everything. And so yeah, amazing. So that's all the questions from me actually. So the next part of the interview, as you already know, is the demo lesson. Thank you very much for your assistance in loading that up here for me. so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretend to be a like beginner, absolute beginner level adult, and you are my teacher, and we'll go ahead with that. And it probably won't be, I'll stop you at some point. It probably won't be longer than a couple of minutes. I just need to check a few things and see how you're doing. And so
Okay,
let's go. I'm ready when you are.
let's do this. All right. Hi, I'm Hannah. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, teacher.
That's great. Awesome. What's your name?
Teacher?
What's your name? Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
Good. I'm Hannah. I am Hannah.
Nafisa.
Nafisa. Nice to meet you. Okay. Nafisa. Cell phones. Today we're talking about cell phones. Hi. Okay. So, Nafisa, can you read for me, please? Cell phones. Cell phones.
Cell phones.
Cell phones.
Cell phones.
Awesome. Good job. Okay. That's really good for your first time. All right, let's
Thank you,
carry on.
teacher.
Good. Okay, vocabulary. Vocabulary. Non-existent. Can you say non-existent?
Non-existent.
Almost, almost. Non-existent. Non-existent.
Non-existent.
Awesome. Good. All right. So non-existent means non-existent. Non-existent. Something that is non-existent does not exist at all. Not present or in a particular place. Non-existent.
Non-existent. Teacher, like invisible?
Yes, you can say invisible. You can't see it. It's not there.
Not
It's
there.
not there.
Not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. So, can you read for me the sentence?
Mm.
Can you try?
Something that is non-existent, does not exist at all, or not present in particular place.
Good. Really good. One word. Exist.
Exist.
Exist. Awesome.
Exist.
Good job. Okay. Majority. Majority.
Majority. Majority.
Yes. Most of the people or things in a group. Can you read for me, Nafisa?
Most of the people or things in a group.
Yes. Majority.
Majority.
The most.
Most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, awesome, Hannah. You nailed it. That was great. Amazing. Thank you.
I started laughing because I'm thinking, wait, she's not a child. Why am I doing all the child things? Because I was just teaching kids all day.
Oh no, it's completely fine. You're going to be teaching a mix of like kids and adults anyway. So as we talked about earlier, I know that you know how to like adjust yourself according to both, and you've taught both, so you're perfectly fine. Actually, I was going to stop you earlier, but I was enjoying that. I was having fun. So you had me wanting to learn English there. I liked it. Okay, brilliant. Even though I'm English, but whatever. So
Hey, having
why
fun means
not?
I did my job.
Yes, it was excellent. That was really good. That was actually one of the definitely on the high end of the interviews that I've done. So amazing. So
Oh,
it was brilliant. It
thank
really
you.
was. So what I'm gonna do now then, Hannah, is you've definitely got the go ahead from me. That was excellent. Like from the interview questions to the demo lesson, it's exactly what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together all your documents and I'm going to send this video over to our senior recruiter, and he or she should get back to you hopefully within 5 business days, and if everything's good, then hopefully we'll be sending you an offer.
Oh,
Awesome.
fantastic. I hope so too. And I hope that they'll consider that I've worked for them in the past.
Yes, you'll be fine. Don't you worry. Okay, so
Awesome.
have an awesome day.
Thank you, and thank you for your time.
No, thank you for your time. That was great. Thanks.
All right. All right. Sleep well. Bye.
Bye.